Hello everyone, and we're going to start with the first law of leadership, and that's the law of the lid. Now, the law of the lid says that leadership determines the level of effectiveness. And to just illustrate this example of what the law of the lid means, that if you are leading at this level and your organization is at this level, your organization will grow to the point of your leadership, but it won't pass that level. Not unless you grow your level of leadership and just grow yourself, then will your organization be able to grow. But at no point in time will your organization grow past your level of leadership. And it states that the leadership determines the level of effectiveness. So if you're not growing, then your organization will not go past that point. And research shows that oftentimes the level of leadership within an organization determines how effective, how well that organization is run. So we're now going to look at a few questions that is very important, because your organization, as I mentioned, will not go past your level of leadership because it's limited by your level of leadership, which means you need to grow yourself. But we're going to ask, there are some questions that you must ask yourself in order to effectively assess where you are as a person in your level of leadership. And the first question you have to ask is, what is the lid number of my leadership? Am I leading at a 5? Am I leading at a 10 with a max of a max of 10? Am I leading at a 6? You have to ask yourself that question. On what level am I at this current moment in my leadership? When you're able to assess that, you know where you stand. Then you have to then look at the second question, which is very important. Would those around me agree with my assessment? Because sometimes we might believe that we're leading at an 8 or a 9, but oftentimes we're only leading at a 5. And it's important that you know what others believe about you in terms of your level of leadership, at what level you're leading. Because it's very important that you know that status. Because that's the only way you'll be able to grow and continue to build your organization. So when you grow, your organization will be able to grow with you. And the more you grow, your organization will be able to grow with you. Right? So that's very important. And the third question you have to ask yourself, what is the plan to increase my lid number? How do I plan to increase my level of leadership? And there are several things that you can do that will increase the level of leadership. And I'll just remind you what the principle or the law speaks about. It speaks about that leadership determines the level of effectiveness. And I know I keep stressing it, but it's very important that you understand that is what it speaks to. So the question is, what is my plan to increase my lid number? This is a very important question, because if you don't find strategies and tools and principles, or just that you can use to improve yourself, then you can't grow to grow your organization. So then the question is, what I've used rather is, I've read books, I've read a lot of books. For example, this principle that I'm teaching from the John Maxwell, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell, is a very powerful book that speaks about different laws that you can learn just to improve yourself. I've read several books by Les Brown, by T.D. Jakes. These are important. These are books that you can read. You can also attend seminars that will help to improve you. And you taking part in this series is also going to help you to grow your level of leadership, because you're learning some of the laws that will definitely improve your lid number, right? So these are some simple ways you can improve your lid number by just simply watching this series and learning different laws that we're speaking about and learning to apply them to your organization, right? Then the fourth question you have to ask yourself is, what are the lid numbers of those that work with me? Very, very important. Because you see, while you might be leading here, if the members of your organization are all down here, it makes it difficult for the organization to also reach to your level of leadership, right? But it's very important that you know where they are so that you can help them to grow their leadership level as well. Because when they grow their leadership level, it also helps to grow the organization to that level, right? And not only that, but in the process of them growing and you growing, the organization and everybody keeps growing, and the organization becomes much more effective and a lot more gets done. And the final question that is very important is what is my plan to increase their lead number, which I just explained. You have to now look at how you're going to improve the people in your organization. You have to now look at how you're going to improve the environment that you work in. So how do you improve your organization? It might be through hosting workshops or seminars, on different areas, communication, on leadership, project management, different areas, because what you're doing is that you're trying to grow the people in your organization. There's a very famous quote by John Maxwell that says, everything rises and falls on leadership. And I just wanted to remind you about the law of the leg. The more you grow, the more your organization will grow with you, and the more effective you will be. Thank you for watching the first video in this series, and look forward to the second video. Alright, have a blessed one.